Hello, good morning. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Masuri Balde. We are back again on another edition of QTV this morning. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I hope you're having a good time at home, enjoying your public holiday. And of course, today it's going to be a very interesting conversation on this platform. The reminder, the program is sponsored by Lido, Olinda, Cow Milk. If you want to be very active in the morning, as you can see, I was a bit sleepy in the morning.
I was going to say, you're talking about being active, but you don't
yes,
come with your
I am not
vim
very,
and vigor.
I am not very active, but when I started taking the Lido coffee, I am feeling good, and I am coming up again.
Okay.
I'm in the mood. So on this platform, I am joined by Mr. Adi Drame. Good morning, Mr. Adi.
Good morning. I wish somebody had told me it was a public holiday. I would have stayed home.
There are people that stay at home, not you. You wouldn't stay at home. We need you here. Yeah. So how are you?
I'm fine. I rested, and of course, those who follow me know that I'm a Man United fan. So it was a good weekend for us. A season of shame was turned around in fine style on Saturday. United beat Man City, so to win the FA Cup. So that was a
So before this victory, I learned that you've been going through a lot previously.
It's the worst season the club has had since the Premiership was founded some 30 odd years ago. So yeah, it's pretty dreadful season. They finished 8th, which is the lowest since the Premier League started, and played some dreadful football, got thrashed by supposedly smaller teams. And I am on record as being one of the ones who wanted the coach sacked whether we win the FA Cup or not. Now that he's won the FA Cup, some people are saying, oh, they should keep him because, if Man United played like this every week, they would have been challenging for the title. Well, the thing is, we don't play like this every week. So I don't think a one-off result should save him. They should sack him.
Was that a narrow escape for you people?
No, they deservedly won. No. I mean, Man City are one of the best teams in world football, club teams right now.
Man City?
They just won the league in Premier League for the 4th year running. So they're not rubbish.
Exactly.
But on the day, and that can happen in a one-off game, and that's why I don't want to get carried away and say, oh, keep the coach now, because it was a one-off game. And football, Gary Lineker, who does the match of the day in BBC, was joking. He said, football is so predictable, that's why we watch it. Of course, he meant the opposite. It's so unpredictable. Every single newspaper in England, without exception, had predicted a massive victory for Man City. It didn't happen. On the day, Man United came with their A game and were deserved winners. It wasn't a fluke result. So, yeah.
And it became a different scenario. Well, for me, actually, I've seen people celebrating, but I am not that football type. I mean, I don't follow football much, But my kids, surprisingly, they love football than I do. I mean,
right.
They will be very keen talking about football in the house.
Right.
They'll be like, no, this team did this. And as small as 10 years boys, they'll be talking, naming players.
That's the thing.
So, you and your dad, it's the opposite direction.
Right. No. It's a thing in Gambia. When I remember some 2 or 3 years ago when I went to Liverpool with a team from the Gambia that had won a 6-a-side competition, and we were staying in the same hotel as the Southampton team that was due to play Liverpool the next day. The guys knew. I thought I was up on and current with football, but they were pointing out Southampton players that I didn't even recognize and saying that is so and so. I'm like, oh no. I said, I don't even recognize these guys. I recognize at least half of the team. They knew all of them. I was actually surprised. So yeah, in Gambia people are keen followers, even at a young age. Yeah.
Definitely. Let's take a look at our quote, which reads, learning is for life. Eating is for today. Learning is for life, and
eating
is for today.
Eating.
It's a Swahili proverb.
There's an element of truth, of course, but if you don't eat, of course you will die. And yes, but I certainly agree with the first part. that learning is for life. I mean, I'm somebody who I have always set myself this target that every day I want to learn something that I didn't know the day before. So you'll see me on the internet going on sites that I've never visited, finding about countries that I didn't know much about, just to keep my brain active. So yeah, learning definitely is for life.
It reminds me of a proverb that said, eat to live, but don't live to eat.
I certainly agree with that one. But and so for the second part about, you know, eating is for today, I guess, yeah, you know, something that you learn will always stay with you.
Absolutely.
But something that you eat, it's come and it's gone, you know. So yeah, it's a good one. I like it. Yeah. Yeah.
Learning is for life and eating is for today. That's our African proverb. And it's from Swahili.
It's a Swahili one.
What is the Swahili language? Yes, what is the Swahili?
It sounds beautiful. They speak it in Kenya, Uganda, in Rwanda, in parts of Congo.
Oh, Swahili. Oh, then it's a wide...
Oh, yeah, it's widely spoken. In fact, for many years, people have said that if there is to be an African language that is taught across the whole of Africa, Swahili always comes top as the one that people suggest should be the African language that we speak in instead of the colonial languages like English that we're speaking now. But that idea, it's been around, the idea, for 40 or 50 years, but it's never really caught on in any serious way. That because if you are Yoruba or Hausa or Fula speaker, you'd say, well, why did they choose Swahili? Why not Fula? Why not Hausa? Why not Yoruba? So that one's never gone. It will never happen. It will never happen.
Well, I mean...
Sad too.
I think the Fulani people, we also have our own alphabet. That's the Adlam. Yes, the Adlam. But there is a little misunderstanding, the way I see things. You know, the Adlam, these are letters that are introduced by the Fulani tribe from Guinea-Conakry. But the issue that we are having now, the Fulani in Senegal, the way they pronounce things, the one that Guinea-Conakry also pronounces is totally different.
But you get that in other languages, actually. For example, you take Spanish or Portuguese. So, for example, somebody from Portugal, if they were talking about Cabo Verde, the country near us, they would say Cabo Verde. If somebody who is a Portuguese speaker from Brazil, the same country, he would pronounce it Cabo Verde.
Oh.
The DE, they pronounce with a J sound. So it's the same language. And, you know, you can speak it, you can both speak your version, you'll understand. You'll still be able to understand each other. So that's not, and even in Spain, you have people who, for them, they would say Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. For others, it's a Barcelona. The C is like the TH sound. So in languages, you have differences, of course.
All right. Over the weekend, we've seen a press release from State House, the loss of, you know, one of the State Guard commander by the name Abdullah Mbub, who passed away. I mean, very sad incident, very sad, you know, day for his family as well.
And friends, I mean, some of our colleagues here at QTV actually attend classes with him at the university. And so they were really quite upset when the news came through. They were shocked that, wow, you know, this guy. And, you know, if you go on social media, all these lots and lots of fantastic tributes to him. A young man, and they were saying he was a very humble man. He would greet everybody, and everybody had nice things to say about him. People have really been shocked. They've really been shocked. So, as I said, at least two of our colleagues who are here at QTV, who are at the university, knew him quite well. And in fact, they were the first to tell me about it because they'd seen it on social media.
Yeah, we pray for his soul to rest in peace. And we are with his family. I mean, you know, this hard time, you know, we know it's a very difficult moment for them, losing a loved one. You know, it's not easy.
Somebody who was young, was vibrant, his life seemed full of promise. It's hard to take. So yeah, our condolences to the family for sure.
So at this point, we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll be back. But be reminded, we have other segments as well. We're talking to the Tanka team. They'll be here. And there are a lot of things that should be discussed on this program. And of course, the Bright Stars, they also signed, a deal with QCell, Sunyubos. Oh, let me say the Q Group.
Q Group is QCell
Yes.
and Q Money.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that signing in ceremony, and we'll hear from the Bright Stars. On that note, we'll be right back after a break.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyapus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
I am Ibrahim Masuri Balde. Welcome back after that break. Now let's talk about things happening around. Let's talk about how climate change is really affecting. The universe, Mr. Ade.
Hey.
Now seasons have changed. I can remember when I was a child, a very little boy, by the month of May, at least will be the beginning of rainy season. But now totally it's changed. It goes up to June, July.
Yeah, that, I don't know, because generally the rain season should start late May, like now, early June. So yeah, I think you'd need it to not happen for a number of years before you could make a definitive statement saying, oh, this is due to climate change or so. If it's 2 or 3 years, maybe that's not enough time to judge whether it is because it might be just, things happen. If we went back in time, we'll probably find a few years when the same thing happened, when it didn't come in May. But as somebody who lives in the Gambia and who is not a farmer, I'm always happy for the rain to stay away as long as possible, because every time it rains, everywhere floods. The streets are so badly planned that if you're a driver, it's horrendous. There are days when some of us can't even leave our compounds to come to work because of flooding due to rain. So, the longer the rain stays away, the better. But you're right. Around the world, there have been signs that certain seasons are coming later and later. And remarkably, there are people who think that it's not due to climate change or man-made activity. They think these things happen every few hundred or few thousand years and we just have to live with it. But I think most of the science seems to point to the fact that man-made activity is what has led to this. You can't keep chopping down trees for hundreds of years and nothing and have no consequences, because sometimes tree cover and even the fact that the trees are rooted that even helps. You cut them down, and before you know it, the desert is extending and extending to parts where there was no desert before. So, but
True.
some people seem uncaring about it. They don't care.
Well, the problems that we are facing now as a country, I mean, it's due to the activities of the previous generation. I mean, there was a lot of cutting down of trees without, without taking heed of the future.
Yeah, you see, they say hindsight is 20/20 vision. When we look back now, we can say, oh, they shouldn't have done this. At the time, we're doing things now that probably future generations will criticize us for. We might get to a time when everybody's driving electric cars, and then people will be shocked. What? People drove cars, diesel, petrol, pumping all that pollution into the air. So we're doing it, and so at the time you're doing it, you don't think, oh, what about 100 years or 50 years from now? So when people were cutting down trees to make firewood or whatever, it was out of necessity. They weren't doing it to be spiteful to future generations. So, as I said, it's easy when we now look back, then we can say, oh, they shouldn't have done this, or they didn't consider. It just never came up, it just never came up.
Exactly. I mean, for me, the only thing I don't like about the rainy season is, the flow of water, our systems that we have.
What I was complaining
systems.
about.
I think the gutters, the gullies, and
including the non-existent gutters, because that's part of the problem. We don't have enough gutters for the water to run into and then run away, and so the road becomes a river or a lake. If people have seen some of the pictures in the last few years, they've been quite horrendous. But on that point also, if you go back to the climate change point you were making, we saw how the floods affected Banjul, which of course is, we keep hearing this about one of the 10 most endangered capital cities. It's below sea level. So when it rains, and when we get beyond normal heavy rain, everywhere was flooded. I mean, those images were quite shocking, last year and the year before. And we just hope it doesn't happen again. Well, what can we do? Because I'm not sure that we've done enough to mitigate a recurrence of that. So unfortunately, it's something that we look forward to with dread. It could happen again.
We've seen a lot of conferences happening, and we've seen a lot of people representing the Gambia to those conferences to talk about climate change, how to mitigate the effects of climate change. But I am not very sure whether they are translating those informations and translating all those trainings to the problems that we have here.
Well, if you go to these conferences, Gambia always gets good marks for the efforts that it's taking. So, and these are international conferences of experts and scientists. And if they've looked at what the Gambia is doing and they're giving Gambia good marks, perhaps Gambia is doing something. And you could be right in saying that they're not good in translating it to the rest of us as to what they are doing. They go and tell them at these fancy conferences, but maybe they should tell us here locally, what steps they're taking, that they're getting all these good marks and good reputation globally.
Yeah, so let's talk about Africa Liberation Day.
Yeah.
I mean, many people talk about it, and we've seen even other countries taking public holiday, like the Gambia. I mean, to at least show respect and the beginning of liberation for Africa. So what does Africa liberation mean to you?
What does it mean to me? Well, many things. For 60 plus years, some countries coming up to almost to 70 years, Africans decided that they wanted to run their own affairs. And if you look at it, actually, we complain, those of us who lived through it, that, things have not moved as fast. But actually, 60 years in the span of the human existence is not a lot. And so perhaps we're expecting too much, to have happened in 50 or 60 years, because those who colonized and enslaved us, some of them did so for over 400 years. what did they do in our countries in terms of progress and so on. So for us to be critical of ourselves that, 50 years, 60 years have gone and we haven't done this, we haven't done that, it's quite small in comparison to those 400 years. So it's a work in progress. You look around, we're still trying to find, what political situation suits us best. Our continent has more either dictators, military regimes, or presidents who've been in office for more than 30 years than any other continent. Whether that's good or bad is for others to decide, but for many of us who consider ourselves Democrats, it's not a good thing. And so in some countries they have now term limits in terms of the presidential. In the Gambia they don't yet. The constitution is still the 97 constitution, which has no term limits for the president.
True.
So that's, pressure is building. ECOWAS had suggested that all ECOWAS countries should have it, but you can't enforce it. Each country has to do what is right for that particular country. So it's still a work in progress, Africa Liberation Day. But as you rightly say, 25th of May is actually the day. But because that fell on a Saturday, the public holiday is today in most countries. And it's now commemorated and celebrated in many African countries as a public holiday.
True.
Including here.
Yes, I hope you understand the real meaning behind to be liberated as Africans. I mean, not just to enjoy the vibe, but also to live it. I mean, to live and understand what it definitely means.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, I think the time has come for Africans to, when we say liberated and we're taking control of our own destinies, we should mean it totally. It's not saying we're leaving Spain, Portugal, or the British who colonized us, running to the Russians or the Chinese. That's another colonization, only this time we're inviting them to colonize us. We need to take really genuine control of our own destinies and not saying, we can't progress without the help of these people. To me, that's just as bad. You're leaving one colonizer and you're inviting someone else to come and colonize you. Try and stand on your own 2 feet. And that's what we need to do. And for me, that will be the real liberation, not to run from this one to that one.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Ivory Coast is known to be among the biggest coffee producers. I mean,
it's up there in Africa.
In Africa.
Yeah,
exactly. But for me, I think it should have been organized in such a way. I mean, almost everybody would be able to benefit from it as far as they are known for it. We understand they are producing and selling, but this should have been well organized, Mr.
Look, this is the thing I'm talking about earlier when I'm talking about taking control of our destinies. They don't control the global market. They are not the world's biggest coffee producer. But there are countries in Africa, my own, Sierra Leone. We got gold, we got diamond, iron ore, bauxite. If that country was properly run, given its size, should be one of the richest on the planet. We should all be driving fancy cars,
I'm telling you.
every citizen. But we have mismanaged.
But I think Sierra Leone is exploited already.
But it's not just Sierra Leone, that's many. Look, Congo.
Nigeria.
DR Congo.
Nigeria, even the Gambia.
DR Congo should be the richest nation on earth. No two ways about it, given the natural mineral resources it has. And yet, many people live in abject poverty in that country. It's just, a lot of it is to do with mismanagement. And a lot of it is to do with, outside influences. The former colonizers, they don't want to take their hand off. When Lumumba was elected, staged a coup d'etat, removed him, killed him, brought in Mobutu Sese Seko, who pandered to the West, saying, Lumumba was a communist, I will make sure there's no communism here. And the man was a tyrant. And the West encouraged him and invited him all over. All the big nations of the West invited Mobutu, and he was their champion. All he had to say was that I will keep out the communists, I will make sure Russia don't. And, we don't allow ourselves to be used before, and we shouldn't allow it to happen again. And that's what I see happening now with many of these countries running to both Russia and China. It's fine that they're helping us, but we should be showing more.
I think we should now start picking our bits and pieces again.
It's about time.
I mean, to put ourselves together so that we can be organized. I mean, I think it's not still late. We can.
It's not still late. I mean, for me, the depressing thing is that if you look at countries outside of Africa that gained their independence at the same time as ourselves, boy, they're way, way ahead of us. They're almost on another planet. So really, we need to kind of wake up and smell the coffee and say we need to do things to improve our lot. Yeah. True.
Mr. Ade, thank you very much for reviewing the stories with us.
Yes.
It's important. It's despite its public holiday.
Don't forget, there's a big story today. Gambia's new coach will be unveiled today to the public and to the media. Jonathan McKinstry, former Sierra Leone, Rwanda, Uganda coach. And most recently, coach of Kenyan club side Gor Mahia, one of the biggest clubs in Kenya. He's just led them to the league title. So yeah.
Well, let's see what's going to happen, and we wish him all the best of luck.
Indeed, I hope he knows what he's putting himself in for.
Yeah, well, I mean, Gambia is expecting.
Gambian expectations are high, and in Mr. McKinstry, if you're watching this. Gambia, they don't just want to qualify for the next AFCON, they want to win it and then go on to qualify and win the World Cup. I hope you know that's what you're letting yourself in for. So,
well, I mean, don't make him think otherwise. Don't allow him to be thinking otherwise. No, do your thing. We just want to make sure.
Just giving him a reality check.
Exactly. Yeah, so we wish him all the best of luck.
Indeed.
But at the end of the time, I mean, if he delivers well, that's all what Gambians love.
I think, yes, we wish him luck, but also I think he's lucky. I think anybody who takes over the Gambia job right now is lucky, because for me right now, in West Africa, I think Gambia has the kind of biggest crop of emerging talent, more so than Senegal, more so than Sierra Leone, Guinea, than any. And that's quite remarkable for a country this small. And those are the players that if he can get them into his squad, then he won't be relying on luck. He'll be relying on talent, because there's a lot of talent out there. It's quite, this is just the right time. There's a lot of talent that's come out of Gambia.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ade. We'll be right back after the break. Then the program will continue.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. Soro. Go, ebe dawa full network suda tili QCell. Ni lafta diamula wati jamala mune diata QCell. Most reliable network jumala keta wati QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wuloni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network o se taria QCell suñu boss. Nyo finjeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus, and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Ko fazunta buka busi QCell. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia. QCell meta lori la kiliano liele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss. Connect solo be bambandi QCell sunyu boss. QCell most innovative QCell sunyu boss.
are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Masuri Balde. Welcome back from that break. And now let's move to the second segment of the program, World Schizophrenia Day.
World Schizophrenia Day.
Schizophrenia Day.
It's not an easy word to say. It's not an easy word to say.
It's a very difficult word to pronounce.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah, so we have Mr. Lamin Diba here, from Association of the Mentally Disabled. He will take us through. This was commemorated, and when he contacted me, I said, Mr. Diba, this is very significant. Please come on the program so that we can talk about this. Mr. Diba, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Balde. Thank you very much. I will also say thank you very much for always according us this particular opportunity, even at the last hour. It's always provided for us. We want to convey our sincere appreciation through the association and different foundations that I also led, which is directly in relation to community development, health, mental health specific. Coming to what brought us here today is to commemorate or reflect on the World Schizophrenia Day, like you said. It is something that, Gambia as a country have not seen. For us as association and our crucial partners as well, talking about it or discussing or sharing pertinent issues when it comes to schizophrenia, which is a complex mental health problem, disorder which is highly characterized by delusions, hallucinations, complete distortion in thought, perception, and thinking. So people living with schizophrenia are completely misoriented, both with the realities and the facts that they are living, so which is highly visible in their personal appearance. You can see them all the time, very well at very strange places, including eating from the dustbins, because it's a complex form of mental health disorders. Coming back to the theme, harnessing or celebrating the power of community kindness, when it comes to mental health problems, medication will do, things will do, therapy will do, but we can see the paradigm shift when it comes to things associated with not just mental health problem, coming specific to schizophrenia. It is across with all communicable and even non-communicable diseases. We have to embrace that power of community kindness to lessen the burden when it comes to diseases, particularly complex mental health problems. We know as a condition, it is highly stigmatized, not specific to schizophrenia, but any other mental health problem. It is highly stigmatized. People living in these conditions are highly marginalized, highly discriminated, and most of the times deprived of their basic social rights, including their fundamental human rights within even treatment centers. So as an organization that is the Association for the Mentally Disabled Gambia, the program officer, and also working with the Katakata Foundation, which is Youth and Women Empowerment Initiative, where we focus on employability and other specific skills to bridge the gap when it comes to certain triggers that push particularly the young people in certain conditions. The Ministry of Health as well, the Mental Health Coordination Unit. And I want to also give a special thank to our Mental Health Technical Working Group for always being there as an independent body through the Association for the Mentally Disabled to highlight some of the most important information that the public needs to know. Technically, as facilities, as professionals, as advocates within this field, we have a responsibility. But the community has the biggest responsibility, which is you and I. We all come from different communities.
So let's take this year's theme then, because really, not just in the Gambia, but in many African countries, people who are going through mental health problems, they're teased, not just stigmatized, but people make fun of them and they tease them. So how do we reach out, and what efforts are being made to reach out? You've mentioned the technical team and some of the work that they've done, but how do we reach out to the public to say that, this is not what you should be doing? In fact, let's embrace this year's theme and build on it, really, as a community.
As an organization and through the technical working group, this particular team was commemorated by our sister organization and partners in Abuja, by the mental health experts there, Mandate Health Initiative. In the Gambia, I stand to be corrected, this is the first time that we even sit on TV trying to completely share certain information when it comes to it. But when it comes to our drive, as the Mental Health Technical Working Group, the Association for the Mentally Disabled, and other partners we have, we always are continuously on community engagements, speaking to people about mental health problems, particularly the basics that we need to do to support people at community levels, to support people at our individual households, to completely minimize some of the stigmas, including the right word that you just mentioned, teasing that are completely within mental health or people living with mental health problems. You will see across on the streets, I will pass, you will pass, maybe somebody with some form of physical disabilities will pass. There will be no specific attention. But let's see one person pass with some form of mental health problems. You'll automatically see how people will react to him, including using specific derogatory words on him or her. And it's not just those words. They are also abused in several cases, including sexual abuses. So these are things that us as an organization and our crucial partners focus on. We believe there are lots of gaps, particularly at community level, at societal level, when it comes to people's understandings and perceptions of certain crucial conditions when it comes to mental health. That's why we want to always talk about it, engage people about it, for them to take up their own responsibility, for us to take our own responsibilities in supporting people living with mental health problems, to minimize the stigma, the high abuse that is across it.
Okay, so let's take 2024 World Schizophrenia Day. How has it been commemorated nationwide? What are some of the activities that have taken place?
In the country, when I was communicated by my partners in Abuja, that was the time that I discussed with my technical working group. The only celebration that we are doing right now, talking about World Schizophrenia Day, is this live program.
Right.
As a country, we've never. I stand to be corrected, like I said,
you said earlier.
but I have not remembered that. So that's why we don't just want to sit down for it to go. We will learn from the best practices, from what some of our sister national societies have done when it comes to World Schizophrenia Day.
So you mentioned Abuja. So in Nigeria, how have they commemorated it? And I presume they've done it more than once. In what form? I presume part of it is outreach like this, but they must have done more than that.
At Abuja, from the National Head Office, where the commemoration took 3 different dimensions. One was media engagement and press briefings, and making the players know what it is. Also bringing civil society organizations, including the Mandate Health Initiative and the African Mental Health Reform Organization, Africa, and some of the parliamentarians around who have very high stance when it comes to mental health, particularly policy and other engagements. They were engaged at different levels to highlight some of the things that they need to know and specifically pinpoint the areas that we are very much interested in. That is the legislatory part of it and the protection part of it, particularly for schizophrenia patients, because it is a complex mental health problem, which is characterized by some of the stuff that I've said.
So, Mr. Riba, let's talk about the signs and symptoms of this condition. What should I see and realize this person is affected?
Like I said, it is characterized by psychosis first, episodes of psychosis. When we say psychosis, these are episodes where people's thoughts and perceptions are completely distorted from the reality on what they are living. It is also characterized by hallucinations, specifically auditory hallucinations. It is also characterized by personal distortions. When it comes to personal appearance, they will not be able to take care of themselves. You will see them most of the times in that clothing, dirty clothing. You will see how their hairs will be. And they are not the least oriented when it comes to facts, realities, and other things. The severe thing about it, sometimes they over-hallucinate, think at a point that they are even God.
Yeah, I was going to come to that because it happened with a friend of mine who was, and it was really strange because I'd known him in Sierra Leone, and when he moved to London, he had quite an episode where he was, first of all, he started hearing voices. Said these people are telling me to do these things, and then he started thinking he was God. And it culminated in him going to a particular house, and he pushed his fist through the glass door and cut himself quite badly. He was in hospital, and in the end, I took quite a risk. I had to go and sign him out to my house, and they were saying, "Oh, are you sure you want to do this?" And a month later, I had him on a plane to Sierra Leone, and I'm telling you, that guy never had another episode after that. He's still around. If he's watching this, he knows that I'm talking about it. So early intervention can help. I saw that come up on the screen, and it does not necessarily have to be a permanent condition.
Of course. Yeah. You've mentioned a particular approach or a step that you've taken. These are things that we advocate everywhere we go. You have taken that initiative, including the risk.
Yeah, because it was somebody I knew.
You know.
Yeah.
What was the outcome?
Yeah.
He recovered. He's completely able now, and completely doing something very productive for his family and probably even for the nation. So these little things that we neglect are very vital when it comes to interventions and possibly taking our loved ones and our friends from certain serious episodes. If you see its condition, okay, sometimes it is different disposition factors that including genetics, chemical imbalance, and sometimes when it comes to the environment as well. But we know with certain interventions, of course, we can help our loved ones and friends with some of these conditions to completely get out of it.
So people can play a role in aggravating the condition?
Of course. People, our society, I will broaden it to our society, we play a very crucial role in either mitigating or aggravating it. And the opposite is what is always happening in the Gambia and in other countries. Because people with mental health problems, let's reflect back in our homes, taking very clear and evident example from the only psychiatric hospital, which is Tanka Tanka. There was a time that we tried to roll out the family support group. The family support group was to make parents and families and households know their responsibilities and stay by their families who are mentally challenged. But you will be amazed that some of them use it as a dumping ground.
Yeah, quite.
You'll just take off
your
loved one.
I'm not amazed because we visited only last week,
Okay.
and some of the people there had been taken there by family members.
They will just put them there, leave them there. So the society, like you said, Mr. Balde, plays a very crucial role. Individually, we aggravate most of these conditions by just pushing them off on the streets. And on the streets as well, people use every form of abusive language to them. And within us, in some households, in few interventions we've gone to establish certain facts and data, you will see people who are of certain caliber socially. They will hide their presence living with some form of mental health problems because as a guest, okay, Mr. Adi, come to my house. You don't want to, okay, even introduce him to him.
You go and lock him in the room.
You go and lock him in the room. Or even if he's sitting in the living room watching TV with you, people are sitting. I will talk, nobody will say a word. He will talk, nobody will say a word. But if he start to speak, you will see how they will look at each other. Things like that. So we play a very, I will say, negative role that most of the times propagate their conditions. That is why we want to always reflect, harnessing the power of community kindness. Let's please take our social responsibilities when it comes to persons mentally challenged, particularly with complex mental health problems.
Well, interesting. I mean, I would definitely use this chance to ask this question. How secure is Tanka Tanka?
Yeah, Tanka Tanka as a psychiatric hospital.
Because there is an allege that sometimes people are raped there, according to what I heard. And I want you to clear this. I want to use the opportunity, you know.
No, it's okay.
Yes. Just allow us to.
Allow him to.
Yeah, so according to what people are saying, it's a hearsay.
Okay.
People are raped there, especially the women.
Okay.
So is that true? Is that the case?
Yeah, with that allegation, when it comes to...
And I'm pretty sure it's not the first time you're hearing it.
Yeah, it's not the first time. When it comes to insecurity, there are few components that we as advocates were aware of that we intervene. That was the way patients abscond and the way they get off so quickly at some points, leaving them at certain risk in the community. When it comes to rape, as a civil society organization and a very crucial partner with them, we visit unannounced. most of the times. There was a time that I came with the matron tanker, Mr. Kamara, within the studios for him to first-hand share some of those information. I know as advocates, we are aware of this, and we've got several reports about it. We've done different investigations around it, but evidently, I've not, as from the time I was chairperson to this particular level where I'm the program officer, seen any evidence that is in line with the allegation. But notwithstanding, it has been coming for several times. The last time when I left the studios, I promised Julde that I will be coming with the National Mental Health Coordinator. But this particular one, I will still take charge, engage the Metron tanker, because if it is recurrent all the time or people are still saying it, it means there are some elements
sometimes when people say things, there is an element of truth.
Of course.
I mean, and these cases, they are not, I mean, it is alleged that people with big positions, people with high profile, they are the people who engage in these things. It is allegedly. I mean, so I mean, it's a crazy thing, if at all it's true.
Yeah, in other settings, I remember when we were doing a particular program in Abuja, not Abuja, Ibadan, UI. After that, coming to Lagos at a particular time, just around the trade fair, there was an episode very similar to this. It's not a psychiatric hospital per se, but it is highly related to this particular concept that you're saying, where we remember visiting a lady, I and few of my colleagues from the trade fair complex, a lady who was just at a particular area, just going around the electronics area. You will see her dress at some point very, very decent, very neat. At some point, you will just come find a bag just with her. The next minute, she will just be distorted. We try to follow, we were made to understand. She is in that condition because a particular person, very wealthy, very renowned, put her in that particular condition. But conditions are within that. He, at some points, will come pick that lady from that side, go with her, satisfy himself, like we say, sexually, bring her back with what it is to give, drop her there, then go. So if it is said, like we rightly said, alleged that within the psychiatric hospital, this particular practice is happening, and high profiles, government office, not government office, but let's say high profile individuals are indulging in this, it's a cause for concern, and we will investigate. It is spiritually related, it is related to wealth, it is related to position, it is related to fame. But I am very sure it cannot just happen because I, as a high profile, or anybody as a high profile, can just come and have access to that street without the collaboration of people within.
On the ground.
On the ground. They can never just leave. I cannot leave my compound, come to your compound directly, and access your bedroom, do what I want to do and go. I must be conniving with somebody. We will take that responsibility up because we have that mandate to go through certain procedures, appropriate procedures to ascertain some of these things. And I will engage the matron.
Yes, true. I know it's on a different topic. That's why
it's very important to reflect on that.
Because it's a concern from the general public as well. Yeah. So, Mr. Ade, finally, what do you have before we say?
Well, no. Finally, on this point, I mean, you've said that this theme is very apt, very appropriate. I guess give a message to the public. Really, we have to give you the last word on this, because what's the appeal to the community? Because community is very much part of the 2024 theme.
Yeah, my sincere appeal, and I want to challenge everybody, including our viewers, our stakeholders, our policymakers, our nation. Let's please embrace and take responsibilities for our persons living with mental health problems, not specific to just schizophrenia patients, because it's a very severe and complex mental health problem. But let's embrace that power of communalism that we are known as a country. Let's embrace that power of support, love, and getting in to support our loved ones, particularly in crisis. Like you said, some of these things does not just happen just all of a sudden. If you live with somebody, you will see how it's developing with time. So we are within the communities, we are within the societies together. we will be able to spot some of these things. So let's take responsibilities as societies, let's take responsibilities as a community to support and be there for our people, particularly early intervention, like Mr. Adi rightfully mentioned. His early intervention to a colleague was able to save his life, and today that person is productive. You and I and every other person watching can do the same to make that different.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, my appeal to the public would be that early intervention, if you see it happening to a family member or a friend, intervene.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to the point where it's beyond, you know, oh, I don't want to do this because I will be accused of this. You could end up saving their life by that early intervention. So don't be worried, don't be scared. You know, take the bull by the horns and say, look, I'm going to intervene and I'm going to see if I can get help for this person.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, Mr. Diba. We appreciate all the time when, you know, we call you, you're available.
Of course.
You know, you don't hesitate to share anything that you have with us. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Viewers, will take a short break. After the break, the program continues.
You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, orders follow, terms and conditions apply. Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now, choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price, only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Never before in the Gambia, QCell is giving you an unbeatable offer. Activate our 5G network on your 5G enabled phone and enjoy free internet for 7 days. Yes, you heard that right. Activate QCell's 5G on your phone and experience what true 5G internet feels like. Get your QCell SIM cards activated today at the following care centers: Banjul, Senegambia, Brikama, Bursubi Turntable, Bakau Airport, and Kairaba Avenue headquarters. Rush now and be part of the future with QCell's 5G. Free internet for 7 days only with QCell. For more information, call QCell Customer Care on 111. QCell Sunubus. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply. Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. Soro. Go, ebe da full network suda tili QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell. Most reliable network dumala keta wati QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam pona manke QCell. Hani be wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria QCell. Sunyu boss. Yo finjeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Sunyu boss. Itela follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itela molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itela ka quality dila dadi ma itele silo wala wodol mume be keno ma QCell Sunibus QCell Sunibus QCell Sunibus QCell Sunibus Connect solo be bambandi QCell Sunibus QCell most innovative QCell Sunibus.
You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes.
We are back. You're watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Masuri Balde. You know, sometimes I wonder, how did I find myself, presenting on TV? I was supposed to be a medical doctor, you know.
What happened?
I got my ticket to
you
go
took
to
the wrong,
Venezuela
you took
and
the wrong
study
path.
medicine.
You took
And now I'm sitting on QTV. Yeah, so we are back. And last week, the Bright Stars Entertainment signed a deal with QCell and Q Money as brand ambassadors. Now they are in the studios. I'll allow my brother Churchill Balde, all drip today, to take us through. Speak up.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Balde, and good morning from wherever you are watching us from. Churchill Balde right here, but on a different settings, like my brother Ryder said. We have Bright Stars in the building. They just signed an endorsement deal with Gambia's leading GSM operator, QCell and Q Money. So I'll allow them to introduce themselves, and then we'll kick on with the interview right from there. Hello, my people.
Excited to be here. Asan QCell Job, Bright Stars Entertainment.
Mamadou QCell Job,
Yafa.
Sonde wabala la kujali koma QCell.
Mamadou QCell Yafa. Q Boysi. Buba suñu boss Diallo.
Yo laas def la lamba laas ni nga téye lamba la si koñ bi.
So officially turi moom change na. No but
kon ñi am na Ami Cissé fu mu jaar ak ñi de.
yéen Ami Cissé fa la jaara yéen.
Ami am na
fu mu jaar yéen.
No, fu garaaw.
Q Kona.
Fu garaaw. So, but I mean, so xoolee sax niñ and how happy we are. Da nga xam ne, you know. No, ñu ngi chop life.
Waaw.
No, dal nañ ci.
Enjoy life.
No, dal nañ ci.
So I'm right here with the Q boys. They are no longer Bright Stars, they are the Q boys.
Dafa wax lu la ne.
So let's talk about the endorsement deal. How do you feel about this?
Anga li la no was mo tawe si boori church man la mo ñeka la take questions. But we're excited.
True.
As Pamodu would say, what's that English word? The prospects.
Yeah, the prospect.
Wow, the prospect of signing with Sunyo Boss.
Nice.
It's like from one level to another. There's a reason why it is said you innovate and others follow.
Right.
Ñun in the entertainment industry, ñun xam nañ ne we innovate and others follow.
True.
So it's only normal that we also sign with the best and the leading GSM operator with the widest coverage.
True.
Sunyo Boss. So we're excited, we are happy, but happy until we start, you know, creating content for the Sunyo Boss family, for the QCell and the Q Money team. Duma mention QTV though.
So okay, we all know that it's been a long time coming. Gisoning hints this was coming. You know, through that waiting process. How do you guys feel?
So how we felt.
Yeah.
Wow,
waiting process.
Yes. We were so optimistic about it because we knew that this was something that was going to happen.
True.
Because we know that the CEO himself, Mr. Mohamed Jah, is a man of his words.
True.
You know, whatever he says, and I'm fair kind of I believe. So, but then during our show last year, like he said that he's gonna help us, he's gonna support us. So then when we came here, we met Ami Cissé. You understand? So she actually told us that this is something that he really wants. So then we just have to exercise patience and everything. So, but then we are also doing everything optimistically, and then everything was fine. So, but basically, it wasn't rough, but there's so many things that actually comes with it.
True. Because it took time.
Wow, sometimes I feel like
guidance scrutinized it.
Because I'm going to tell you, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Wow.
Before you build Rome, that this is more than Rome itself. So this is you understand. So for us, we are so happy because Ali didn't go to the mountain. Mountain came to Ali. So we are excited.
Nice. So I must switch to Sen Boy if you need. We have the kuch and the bubbling. So this is not your first ambassadorial deal. Endorsement deal. But how does this one stand out from the previous ones that you've had before?
Well, during the whole process,
the best.
Because project will not take and then both sides were excited. You understand, like both parties. So nekon na lo xamne ni mom honestly, yeah, to be honest, bi mom stand na out
bi dal ngeen ci
whether ñu like ko likeguñ ko moy goat bi goat ambassadeur.
So you back ko jari tamit mu shed some lights.
Yeah, ala ya kala yalo ndala surwa ko man ko bagen dum do sama nda juno la kono mo la karo kanda elastic o fenke akanda kundo. Yes, akira ndol fane content ku balati because to nyana Bright Stars am fana man ke fenke ti chay dun tanti ni sa ni banko kan fana mo duru ngol le duru. So min keta QCell fana nani signinti aketa mammi bake lo kun tambila a bentole daming aning nsa fondo fansol atambita wala fon ko la
true
because menun kula kono no bar bi mfutata mfansun tala kono kay suñu boss so wandi tani ta manke kilingoti so ni ita nata idunda kono wanyanta kala munate wanyanta kala terrible test wolti
True.
yanda tilina lo drop
Achum we.
So munam terrible test.
terrible test wala
In
tanta
English.
imang tanta mo
No,
In English, what is terrible test?
terrible test meaning
No, Kujali someone else. So what should QCell expect? QCell Q Money. What should they expect from you guys?
Great innovations. As always, we innovate. Top-notch content. Wow.
Yeah, and then it will be different because most of the time, what we expect when you're signed as ambassadors, you expect to do, certain things, maybe do this, but it would actually sound, the same thing. It's about innovating and others following. So we will come up with something different. It's a surprise. Even starting with the jingle, the way we're gonna visualize the song, you will be amazed. Talk less of other things that are coming. We don't need to say it because we will say, anything we print, others will copy.
Copy.
So we just, all of them dafne kuyo do sehat. You understand? So we will just
and above all,
yes.
QTV is here to show what we will be producing. So
Nice.
wow, do umpa
And this message goes to the CEO and then the entire Q family. We will this 2 years it will be fruitful and it will be impactful. What we are going to bring out, honestly speaking, it will change everything to the highest height. We believe that. So, perhaps Bright Stars Entertainment, but we are gifted with so many things. But we live on a journey to self-discovery every day. And we believe that you will see something that you've never seen worldwide. Yes.
This is like a family because yen fee the info mean. Understand what I mean? Right bala this endorsement deal new. Understand? Yen fee then all the time. So I mean content in Sikofina. Understand? So li neko lo hamantene sa for a better nini. Man to my own opinion about this. Li neko lo hamantene for a better nini because yen we're family. Understand? Yang yen fe is the content. You go promote. So man gisuma dara success li.
Why lu bari dina dem better.
So I mean am na len
Why lu bari dina dem better. Because I mean certain things you believe that this particular content suits come type of company bi wala leneen amna yene comme dafa melni yefi wuli yu la rek amna yo xamne do ko re buga gene dang ko re dencha so demé be nga because so nekké ci ala melentaan mom do ko jëlal spia wala yoy non way gaynde mom
xam nga Q group amna CEO te mom lu wax nga bay ko xel
waaw mom lu wax rek
Bright Stars tamit amna CEO so CEO bi su waxe bay ko xel
kuy CEO bi
man dal fofu la
amen
CEO wax na
am CTO
CEO wax na
CIO
CEO wax na joxe na assurance
am CID
kon yaakaar am na
waaye balam noonu ne ngeen wañu xam nga ñun xam nañu suñ CEO balam noonu ne ngeen wañu suñ CEO
non waaye man fi ma waxee nii ñu ne wax bu aaga waaw fu mu ne nii ku jógee wax mu joxe ay assurance yaakaar am na
kon leer na Pa Modou moo nekk CEO
fala am na yaakaar am na de yaakaar am na
so yéen a ngi am something nice understand what I mean loolu leen prepare QCell Q Money understand so bëggoon naa ngeen may gaay tuuti acapella ñoo xam ne digaaguñ loolu ngeen may gaay tuuti su loolu noonu
soxla bu tàng jir yaa ngi bëgg a ko yaa ngi si digi àll bi network baa ngi po
nga ne ma
pus mu tàkk mu fay those are crappy cells network yu bon di la rey
those are prison cells
kaay ma wax la cells yu baax si doomi Adama the red blood cell the white blood cell and Q cell network bi yaatu sette woor kaatombe koy na la suñu réew cell suñu bos cell mooy suñu Q cell
toronkini na ke konandaye isu wakale Q cell wakane Q cell kananke
we innovate others follow when we print they copy photocopy.
This is my teleho and I use QCell lining in my teleho.
Alaji.
Teleho.
Let's go. QCell sunyu boss la. QCell sunyu boss. Hey. QCell sunyu boss la. QCell sunyu boss. Hey. QCell sunyu boss la. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss la. QCell sunyu boss.
No man, I almost jump on the remix.
But no, nende pachanga. Join the Q Money.
Q Money service. Jonam Q Money.
Ngalawa.
Q Money service. Do my Q Money. Man, father, Q Money service.
No, why? Demal Q Money la.
Q Money
Mosunyu
service.
service so yawi. Nerogo lavi. Dum na weli. Yobi hamai, labi hamai.
No,
we kula champila diana. Mbalo firin njube mbalo firinta.
Wow.
Kabringa kizen line no use network ko bata banta.
Banta.
Give check. Drive check.
Internet check. Connection check.
5G kabinga fale don kala no ko yalo QCell futata 5G par kabin brastas be la fata QCell kam alon kon kata 6G
boy so len buge elek so len request ñu joxal len benen
song so let's talk about the song bi this particular song. How long did it take for you to compose this song?
20 minutes.
billahi wala so buge leg so ko buge test legi wala wax ñu ne def leen another jingle ñu dem fa leen na le toog
right now ñu execute ni
or perhaps you can have a show ngeen jox ñu 30 minutes ngeen jox ñu instrumental ngeen jox ñu 20 minutes day boobu dafa nekk how we create songs ngeen jox ñu lifin while other things are going creative ñu teg ko si bit ñu freestyle.
waaw man dama am
am nañ content
am nañ content bu ma bëgg a laajte yéen foo leen forante waaw yéen foo leen jógee yéen how did you naka ngeen xamante ba ngeen forante
question boobu noonu mel ma ansa ko
because yéen seen combination dafa garaaw
question boobu mel ma ansa ko
waaw
man ak suma waaji
waaw
buba duñ juboo waa duñ tàggoo waa depuis taami xale ñoo daan ànd daara
okay
dañ dooree daara I knew about his talent right from daara because baat bi dafa dee si alxuraan su ko jàng sax comme mun na moo jël toon bu nekk mu jàng ko comme Youssou Ndour ni muy wéyee sax moom su ko neexoon mun na moo jël temps boobu laa wax de xaw ma léegi nag fu mu toll si non damaa leeral non bàyyi ma leeral so man ak moom yàgg nañ together kii dafa yàgg nekk superstar right from bu moo dem school understand nga tay mu xamante wuñ doon nag but du ma joinee Red Cross si laa ko xam waaye compétition leen dajee fekk tàngu ma tam xam naa ne am na lu ma yàlla may waaye man nit ñi xamuñ ma woon bu baax especially within the Red Cross waaye moom amoon na a lot of fame in the Red Cross so dañu waroon a tesee competition bu ñoo dajee competition sax they were like hey Pa Modou Yafa mu fa because man I didn't know him I was scared but the moment ma dem si competition boobu noonu at first sight maa moom ñu click but all in all Red Cross daal moo ñu boole kii boy bi ku yaaga la boy bi ku yaaga la Balde
gaa xamante dañ huloo ñoom ñaar
non balaa ñu xamante non balaa ñu xamante fekk taa moo xamante ne
they almost fought
Churchill ma jox la kii history kii dafa yaaga de non fu ko ji loo ko diyam rek
kii lu mu dem school
loo ko diyam
wow na kii lu mu dem school kii doon na principal
kii daane ko school kii dëgër bopp la
caabu bantan fara feñ
kii laal na jaara laal na badi bu fara feñe laal na fii Tangier kii laal na Birkama kii laal na fu nekk
foo ko na si Gambia bi
nekk na xaaral ma ñëw ba ñëw sa history dawal na tracteur nekk na jaakati ndox nekk na lii naka tuddaat naka la waat sax ñëwkat
non de hostel is real
nekk na ñëwkat bass guitar tamit
so kii garaaw la ni
play nag bass guitar
all in one
but to be honest Bright Star buñ ko doon form was without Kujali but suñ beneen boy moo fa nekkoon Cerno waaye after moom dafa am scholarship mu dem study moom moo daan def maybe comme naar bi but then within the Red Cross again ñu identify ne suñ andee Kujali dafa complete groupe bi te dafa mel ni Kujali bu mu ñëwee ñun si la ñu gën a yokkal doole ñun Kujali mooy suñ doole.
He was like the missing piece of the puzzle.
He was the missing piece in the puzzle. So and then sant yàlla we are very grateful to him ñun Kujali su nekkutee place sax ñun duñ dee kontaan. man personally balay xel moving forward even if you are performing if I don't go near Kujali It's not like wow. I am not you know performing.
mooy xorom si daal.
kii daal mooy suñu yëpp.
mooy xorom bi.
mooy suñu mag tamit.
mu ngi mel nii dafa màgget nii de.
kii màgget
bari defa na nga ala tendu tolu fana male e ka wana sane
waaye man pour man I feel ne you people comme ku nekk am na lu la yàlla may. and yéen da ngeen you compliment each other. understand moom it comme kii su dóoree da ngaa ne kii mooy gars seen staff bi kele mu ñëw fële nga ne kele mu ñëw nga ne non
moo tax ma laajte leen
lafta wala ñambaas la because ni yaje bi Bright Stars to ñalam nu nta fana nga dula jamala ma jaar dula jamala do ya be ko ja but ni yaje nta fana complete bi ngera ku jali hala ni tol lem e ka wana sanne e tol le nta fana jedula jang ya lon ko talent be mbulle e ka wana sanne dun nan kafute fe fana mbitale dum bi alhamdulillah rabbil alamin njarta ku jamala kono ba true Bright Stars dunia long true Bright Stars mfalinta true Bright Stars
dama bëgg nga wax nga joge sa story first payment bi from Bright Stars dama ko dégg someone told me no dama ko experience ni dama bëgg nga share ko ak gaay
time bi mu ngey
moom la nga di watch te ñoom ku nekk am na individual stories waaw moom la nga di
watch man may sarax bi
pour tey si moom la moo jaar
there is something that perhaps many people need to know, especially the aspiring ones, young ones, like they want to be, because maintaining a group is extremely difficult. Because people are like, it's like a relationship, different people, but you have to accommodate the differences. But Holly duñ mëna nekk bena, attitude duñ mëna nekk bena, but there's only one thing that moy mëna nekk bena, moy love bi. The reason why we are still here, I don't think so we will ever split, inshallah. Like I'm not saying it because no. It's the way we are structured. Because once you wanna go, you go. But you will come back. Because staying up perform mulo, we share money equal. You are there, you are not there, we share things equal.
Time bi jeex na leena la bëgg ngeen xam Bright Stars moomu leen seen bopp. You belong to Gambians. So ñun we want you to continue.
Inshallah.
The way you are.
Suñu boss.
Time bi jeex na.
Su ko defee tamit bu leen juree may ay 30 minutes ñu léegi ambassadors.
léegi moom
1 hour 1:30.
dafa gaaw we have to discuss on that.
Li leen bëgg ci télé bi wax leen rek ñu dog.
léegi fi nekk ni seen final message to QCell Human ñu wrap up with that.
ñu jox naa la ko.
Wow, your final message is like the only way to get started is to quit the talking and do the doing. So we are putting the words into action. More actions, less talk. But so low, right?
Do the do.
You do the doing.
In money ka tap.
Yes, al kujama mira jero nga be kelale QCell la mun tol na telefon pareta sa en kasele selen nangolo be mbulo ko dol ye ko ya fo nyamin doron kanal doron kasele la
santo bulol santo
la wulni daba kunkungolo koto
in manja ko quickly fajju in manja ko quickly
aci ki suñu boss aci mulin kata fa liru QCell ñoko mom njaago yi ci biir ngeen ni nekk de Muhammad jetu faté wu len de yeen ñem ci biir ngeen ni bok njaago yi dañu war di am ci 5G bi njaago yi dañu war di voice note
mu ne yaa ngi diga balle mu ne njaago yi dañu war di def voice over ci advance ya
waaw voice over njaago tam léegi poli dañ nekk fi di voice over rek njaago yi tam dañuy voice over.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow. Inshallah, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.